Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, here in my office.
Right? Hopefully it all goes smooth since you were just kind of saying that you think the Wi-Fi is out over there.
Right.
Hopefully this goes well. But you should have good enough cell service out there for that to go
I think so. If
smoothly.
something weird happens, I'll get myself back in.
Right. So yeah, this is really exciting. Obviously, this is the first official watch party that we're going to be doing for the newest film, Hinsdale and Echo from the Woods. I'm super excited for this. I'm also a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie because this is a little different than normal because uh, nobody has seen it. Other than me from the editing, but like you haven't seen it. Nobody has seen this. This is the live premiere of the show here. So just a couple quick comments and stuff before we kind of get into it. I won't put up the comments right now, but I do see we already have Kim and Leah here. So thank you guys for joining as always. Feel free to comment with any questions or comments as the show goes on. Obviously, we won't put those up as the film is rolling to kind of, allow everybody to watch it for what it is. But like we kind of said throughout the week, we will be sticking around after the film is over to kind of, answer those comments and, questions that anybody has and just kind of talk about the film. So I don't know. This is really exciting. Christopher, you have anything left that you kind of want to say before we jump into this live?
I think of everything we've got coming up, this is one of the most exciting locations for me.
Yeah.
No, this is
Yeah.
just a place that's really come to mean something to me. So I can't
Right.
wait to see what you've done with this.
Yeah, like I said, it's really exciting. I'm excited for everybody to see it, but I'm not gonna lie, I've got a little bit of jitters right now because I'm nervous. This is gonna be a little bit more of a direct, see what everybody thinks of the film once it's done. But I've done a couple different things with it that I wanted to try, and I hope everybody enjoys it as much as I enjoyed making it. So this should be fun.
Well, I've been dying for this.
Right. So I'll go ahead and take us out and I'll put it up on the big screen here. And then kind of like as you and me talk, just to make sure that the audio is all good to go, give me that thumbs up once I take us out. So that way I can make sure everybody can hear it and then we'll get going here.
Right.
All right. So I'll take us out and I will put that on the big screen.
Driveway bends where the daylight dies. Through the hemlock trees on the heavy skies. A basement dug in the dirt and pain, reading names of the lost in the wooden grain. We step inside.
Hold on. Technical difficulties, apparently.
Digging up the truth at the deepest root. Crooked path, walking into the dark. Crooked path, leave a heavy mark. The new blood meets the ancient ghost. Hinsdale House is a wicked host. Crooked path, walking into the dark.
The stairs are moving as I'm going down them.
All
That's
these
not
stairs are
good.
treacherous, dude. They're steep.
This was just not even on my list. Down there.
I can see why.
You're not calling on your house. You're not doing it. You need me to move over?
Yeah. I'm gonna check that one again, but it should be good.
When I think of other well-known places I've been and time I've spent in the basement, when I think of the Monroe House, the Ross House, and the Bel Air House, at some point, every single one of those basements gave me a sense of dread.
Right.
It's not constant. I mean, especially Ross House's basement. There's times where I'm perfectly content to go down there,
Right.
and there's other times where I don't even want to open the fucking door. I've never had that sense of dread down here. I've been down here twice now. And last time, I don't know how their investigation went because I kept falling asleep. But I feel very much at peace down here. Whatever's down here brings peace. I noticed I didn't say whoever's down here. I said whatever's down here. And I'm okay with that.
Right.
Not mad that I said it that way. So I guess I'm going to start asking some questions.
Okay.
And I guess now that I sit here with the rods in my hands, I feel like the reason I needed to bring the rods, whatever this is, they're only going to say what they're going to say. So this will be the most effective communication with them. But keep that going anyway, just in case.
Right.
We're going to do cross for yes, open for no. Is there someone or something down here that wishes to communicate with these rods? I don't know if you can see, but we're crossed.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can't see anything.
After you answer, can you uncross, please, so I can ask the next question? Thank you. Did you direct us down here? Yes.
Okay.
And they just uncrossed on their own, like I asked them to. So the energy down here is intelligent. It understands. Are you a child? No. Very quick. Very big. No. I feel like someone or something is touching my right.
Turn off your light.
We don't have very much light down here. I don't know what to tell you about that.
I mean, there's the infrared lights. I don't really know if you think spirits could see infrared light.
Is the light bothering you? Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Kinda can't turn it off.
Right. Is it okay if we keep them on anyway? Yes.
Okay. Yeah, sorry it's bothering you, but
Thank you for letting us keep them on.
yeah.
Okay, so we've established that you're not a child. I'm just going to go right for it. Are you human? No. Are you a part of the trees or the woods? We are swaying in and out. We're not crossing. It almost looks like they're just blowing in the breeze. Side to side. My gut is telling me, no, you're not directly a part of the trees. Now that I've said that, I'll ask that question again. Are you a part of the trees or the woods? No.
Do you understand where you came from?
Yes,
Okay, I just figured that was worthwhile asking.
I agree.
Are you from something or someone in this house?
No.
No.
We got to know for part of the trees or part of the woods. Are you in some other way a part of nature itself? Yes. Not the trees, not the woods.
Were you even were you even here before the Native Americans?
Very quick, yes.
So even ancient before the Native Americans.
Spiritual curiosity.
Spiritual curiosity. I am very curious because this is new.
Are you a part of the earth? Yes. I'm going to word that.
On the phone?
I'm going to word that a little differently. Are you a part of the element earth? Yes.
Alive.
Alive? Dude, this is insane.
I do believe that the elements are alive. I
Well,
believe that very much.
right. I mean, it's honestly, how many times have we talked about this idea that like everything, like the universe itself, like everything is alive in a sense. energy, and it's the energy that makes up the universe is what's alive. So the energy that makes up whatever is alive itself.
I want to further understand your role. Are you a part of the very foundation that this house is built on? Yes.
So you're not something that is just down in the basement. You are the foundation.
Hell.
Hell.
This said yes. I'm assuming that was to your question, not to
Right.
hell.
Right. That's interesting. So it's almost like we're not talking to a spiritual entity.
Right.
We're talking to the earth itself.
Right.
It's almost like, as crazy as that sounds, that's almost what's happening.
I'm going to ask a series of 3 questions here, depending on the answers I get.
Okay.
Do you consider yourself to be of a positive energy? No movement at all.
So can I ask something
Yes.
based off of that answer? If you don't, I, I'm not
What is it? No.
lick.
No.
Yeah, please don't lick me.
There will be absolutely. If it licks you, it can keep you. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on from that. Based off of the idea of the question he just asked, that you may not consider yourself good, would you just say that you're neutral, not bad, but not good?
Yes, my next question was going to be, do you consider yourself to be of a negative energy? And then I was going to go down that road.
Oh, okay, because that was just basically my idea that, like, if my idea of the universe, and he is, and I guess I can't say he, but it is connected to the universe itself, the idea of good and evil always exist, and
The revelatory scribe.
the revelatory scribe. What the hell?
No, it's not.
Hmm. This is interesting.
Yes, it is.
We have two conflicting answers here, but it's very direct.
Right.
It's not even like nonsense. It's just, it is direct.
Right.
So it's very interesting. But yeah, that was my whole idea, is that, like, the universe itself is just, it's just pure neutral. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just complete balance.
Would you say that when something good happens in this house, it feeds off of you, as well as when something bad happens in this house, it feeds off of you? Yes.
It just is.
Right. I don't know that there's anything that needs to be done with any of this other than filing it away for our understanding later on. I think it's important for everyone to understand that the foundation that something is built on, whatever happens on that foundation, the good, the bad. Okay, I guess I have another question. If there's too much of one and not enough of the other, good or bad, can that influence the foundation? Yes. So when I might use a phrase, and I have said this in different places, I've never said it here, but I know I've been in places where I've said, the land here is sour, it's rotten.
Right.
I've never said that here, nor come close to it. Actually, I find the land here to be absolutely beautiful.
Right. But it's the idea that like something like this, depending on what is where, can influence. Like for instance, the first place that popped into my mind was Egypt Valley on the opposite end.
Right.
That land seems to be cursed by something.
Rotten, diseased.
Right. And so that land is just maybe a place like this, but it's been influenced by the opposite side. Pool? I mentioned pool in my dream earlier.
Yes, you did.
I mentioned there was a pool in my dream earlier.
Yeah, I know you did.
Okay, that's really strange. Um, I almost don't even know what to do with that.
The when I brought up your dream during the reading, and I started talking specifically about the woman, because I feel like there was a woman here that I was connecting to while I was taking a nap.
Right.
Was the pool a part of that with her?
Yeah, because well, like in my dream when I saw the what looked like a couple of grandparents, an old woman and an old man, and they were sitting in the backyard, and there was a pool in the backyard. And then there was the who I assumed to be the granddaughter or daughter. I couldn't quite tell, but I got the idea of granddaughter, so that's where I was like, okay, I'll go with that. But and she's wearing a white dress, jet black hair. But yeah, there was a pool in the background of it. So it's interesting that pool came up.
Like a stand-up type above ground?
Stand up type.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing when you talked about it.
Stand up, yeah, stand up pool.
I don't know how much you want to throw out there about this, but I'm gonna go there. When we got here, you started telling me about this dream you'd had that seemed to be here, involving this older woman.
Yes.
When I was in there taking a nap earlier, I kept seeing an older woman. Is there a connection, and is there something that needs to be done with that? Five of Swords reversed. Breaking a connection. She will never break her connection to this place. She doesn't want to.
Right.
She doesn't need to. But it is important that the reason why be known. So who she is and why she's not leaving here needs to be known.
When I was a kid, I had this really strange dream, and it was so vivid. Even as a kid, I sat there wondering, was there something more than meets the eye with this dream that I had had, the way that it was so vivid of this place I had never been. The only thing that I had known about this place was when I used to watch it on TV with my dad from all the various paranormal shows we used to watch together. But other than that, never been there before. So even as a kid, I sat there and wondered, why was I having this dream of this older couple and then this younger girl that they had with her? And elements of the dream that I remember was this stand-up pool that the younger girl was swimming in. at the time I wasn't sure, granddaughter, daughter. I wasn't 100% sure. I just knew that there was a younger girl that was familiar and had to be related based off of the feelings I got from the dream to this older couple that was there. And there were flashes. It was almost like memories, but they weren't my own memories. But I could see him. She was swimming in the pool, and then there was this pond outside, and she would jump into the pool, and it was all just so much very mysterious. And it starts out feeling very, good feelings, good vibes between the three people that I had seen in the dream. And all of a sudden, it shifts. There's this shift in energy. I'm almost teleported to this new area. There's not much of the surroundings I can see, but all I can see is that there's this tower, is almost what I want to call it. There's this sort of tower. The grandparents aren't there. The only person that remains is the younger girl, white dress, jet black hair. And there's all of a sudden this sort of power around her, this aura around her, but it's nothing but negative. And all of a sudden, it almost was like a nightmare the way that it made me feel. I Nothing about this just felt right. I even sat there and questioned, did she do something to gain power? As a kid, it sort of freaked me out and implanted this memory in my head that no matter how old I got, it stays within my memory.
Okay, let me ask one more question here. Is there anything else you
Sharing
need?
stories.
Sharing stories? What the fuck?
Okay, I'm going to finish this thought. This is in two parts. One, is there anything else you need to tell us? No.
Okay.
The second thought I was going to ask, even before it said that, did you just bring us down here to teach us something? Yes.
It does kind of make sense with some of the stuff we've gotten recently.
Right.
It kind of just adds to it, I think.
So I guess it just brought us down here to share its stories.
Hmm. I think even that we're I think even though we just learned a lesson, I think we're still missing the big picture here. But I feel like it's not for us to understand quite yet.
Right. But this was
It was a step.
a big one. Very important.
Okay. Well,
All right.
let's get out of this basement.
Yes, let's go upstairs. How about I do the same thing in the kitchen? See where the rods want to take us.
Yes, one. I'll go turn on the light and then I'll get the cameras upstairs.
I can help you take one up too.
Okay.
I just want to find out where we should go next. Settle down, please. There we go. Please lead us to where we're supposed to go next.
Where's it pointing?
They're crossed.
What the fuck does that mean?
Does that mean we're supposed to stay right here? Cross for yes, open for no. Slow cross.
Okay.
Whoever this is, are there multiple parts to follow? Like you want us to start here Then you're going to take us somewhere? Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, that's fair.
All right. I guess we're staying here.
Let me double check on the camera angle.
Okay. Whoever wants us to stay here in the kitchen, do you have anything to do with card number 1? The little girl. Big no. Do you have anything to do with card number 2? Mike's room. No.
Okay.
Do you have anything to do with what I connected to last time? The family I connected to down at the pond? No. Are you the woman I was picking up while taking a nap? Are you the woman from Noah's Dream? Yes.
Wait, so like, oh, can you make those straight, please? So you're saying that not only is he correct, but you recognize me. What the hell?
Sorrowful pond.
Sorrowful Pond. And I talked about I talked about in the dream that also like the daughter,
Right.
she jumps into the pond. Granddaughter, whatever she is, daughter, granddaughter, I don't know what she is exactly, but she jumps into the pond right before the shift of the dream. And that's what I was talking about, like essentially that like she all of a sudden was on this tower, but like I couldn't get the whole tower. It's just like she was like up on this tower thing, and like she was walking down this hall, and it just felt very wrong. Something felt so wrong about it, and I almost kind of like, as a young kid, even because that's when I had this dream was when I was really really young, and I didn't even really understand it, and I've only had that dream once, but it's almost been like it like burned into my head how vivid it was and how real it felt. But it almost felt like I asked that question of like, did she trade something about her parents, grandparents, whoever they were, for power? It was almost how I felt about
I remember you saying that.
it. It was so strange. Sorrowful Pond.
I'm not for even a second going to say this goes where we'd want to put it.
Okay.
As we're talking about this, the name Ed just popped into my head.
Interesting. Interesting.
For a moment, for this moment, I'm going to say that it is entirely connected to what we're talking about with this woman and the pond and this land.
Okay. Okay. It's so strange. Keep put this back up. I'm also gonna turn.
I feel like there is someone standing
Behind you.
right on top of me. They're so close. I'm not even going to ask them to back up at this moment.
I felt a sharp pain.
I said yes, and then I felt a sharp pain. Okay.
Okay, I'll put these back up. Sorry, I got
Yeah.
distracted.
You're fine. So, are you saying that dream? Are you saying that dream that I had when I was a kid had some sort of underlining meaning to it? Okay. During the reading, we were told about an answer to something that neither Christopher or I were gonna like see coming. We were both gonna be surprised. Is it involving that dream? Okay. Okay, I can live with that.
Me too.
I can live with that. I just figured I needed to ask that. Does the dream involve you? Okay.
Give me a second here. Are we communicating with the older woman? Yes.
Okay.
So when you asked, does the dream involve you? I just wanted to confirm who we've got at the moment.
I said yes.
Is what'd that say?
No.
Well, I'm going to finish my question. Is the name Ed connected to you? Yes. I'm still going with.
This is just spamming now. Is there more than one person in the room?
Jail.
Jail.
There's more than one person in the room.
Okay. Is my idea of someone. Okay, now it said yes. Whenever I asked that and that went yes as well. Is somebody trying to keep us from learning about this dream? That one yes right before. Is it pointing at me?
They're straight. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, the one kind of
Kind of
is,
is,
but
but-
they're more or less straight.
Okay. It said jail. Is there some sort of yes? Is there some sort of significance to the jail? Okay, so maybe file that away.
Right.
Maybe file that one away. No. I really would like to know who this woman is. Yes. I would, yes. Is there somewhere you would like us to go for a little bit better communication with you? Okay. Would you be willing to lead us there? Okay.
Hang on. Let me. Oh, it's not basement or bathroom.
Well, that's good. The living room? It's,
Lab.
it said yes when I said living room.
They're pointed directly to it.
Okay. That said yes when I said that. So, all right, all right. Testing, testing. Christopher, can you hear me? Okay. The woman that we were just speaking to in the other room. Are you here?
She's here.
You said she's here.
Yes.
Who's this?
Ed,
Ed.
listen to her.
Okay. Um, Ed, are you the Ed that I know?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm this is a different Ed. Are you from this house, Ed?
Yes.
Okay. What's your relationship to her?
Her husband.
Oh, are you the are you the man I saw in the dream?
Yes.
So I need to listen to her.
She knows.
She knows? What does she know?
The land.
The land? Are you not from this house originally?
We are.
Okay, so you are from this house.
I don't stay.
Oh, where do you go?
Back home.
Where are you from?
Up north.
Where's up north?
New York.
Oh, northern New York?
She stays.
Oh, she always stays?
Won't leave.
She won't leave this land? Do you come back to visit her
When I can.
when you can? How come you don't stay here?
It's hers.
Oh, it's her land?
She feels it.
Okay. She feels it? Okay. I guess I'll talk to her then.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello?
What's your name?
Flo.
Flo?
Yes.
Hi, Flo. It's nice to meet you.
We've met.
Talking about my dream?
Yes.
Or do you mean even beyond the dream?
You came here.
I came here?
Yes.
When did I come here?
You thought it a dream.
Oh, are you saying I traveled here in my dream?
Outside of
Outside of the house?
consciousness.
Outside of consciousness. So inside my conscious mind, I traveled?
Yes.
Are you saying that basically, without me even knowing, I can travel in my dreams?
Yes.
Okay. So you have seen me before.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'm kind of confused why I came here.
Traveled before.
Traveled before what?
Traveled here.
Yeah, I understand I've
More
traveled.
than once.
Right. That does make sense because I remember pulling up to this house and telling Christopher about how I have seen this house in my dreams before, but I thought they were just dreams. But you're telling me that I traveled here.
Yes.
I guess I'm confused as to why I traveled here rather than somewhere else.
They showed you.
When you say they, who's they?
Native American.
The Native Americans? How did they show me?
Through Journey.
Through Journey? This is all interesting stuff. I guess it's just new to me. I don't fully understand.
Showed you the best.
The best of.
Two sides.
There's two sides? Two sides of what?
The land.
Oh, the land? They showed me the better side.
Yes.
So I saw, that's why I saw like you and your husband.
Yes.
There was another girl with a white dress and black hair. Right?
Yes.
Who was she?
Daughter.
She was your daughter?
Yes.
I remember seeing her on a tower. Do you know where that was?
No.
Okay. What happened to your daughter?
The other side.
Oh, she's the other side? Are you willing to tell me about it?
Darkness.
Darkness? What did she do?
Selfish.
She was selfish?
It claimed her.
When you talk about it, talk about the land?
Yes.
The negative side of it.
Yes.
Did she do something awful?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. I don't want to upset you in any way. I guess I'm just trying to understand. Did she leave here?
Yes.
Do you know where she went?
No.
No? You kind of lost contact with her?
Yes.
If you don't mind me asking, what was her name?
Ella.
Ella. Do you have any idea where she is today?
No.
Okay. Do you think she still is under the influence of the bad?
Yes. That's why I stay.
Oh, you stay to protect this land? What is it about this land that makes you want to protect it?
I show them.
Show who?
Everyone.
You show everyone the good?
I try. I understand it.
You understand the good parts about this land.
Yes.
Is there anyone that helps you in that?
Native American.
Native Americans help you with that? But there's a side that's negative.
Yes.
Where is it from?
It is.
It just is. It just exists. Is there a particular part of this land that it mainly stays?
No.
Okay, so it just is. It just exists. Okay. I guess my question, Flo, is obviously you showed me that dream, and the Native Americans had me travel here for a reason. How can I help you today?
Just understanding.
You just want me to understand it?
You were here before me.
I was here before you.
Yes.
What do you mean?
When they showed you.
When they taught me how to travel?
Yes.
Are you saying this was in a past life?
Yes.
Way before your time?
Long.
Do you know what time era that was?
1,000.
1,000 years ago? So that's why I came here, because it was them that showed me how to travel?
Yes.
Is it partially to learn how to do that again?
Can't say.
You can't say.
They gifted you.
They gifted it to me.
Yes.
Do you know why they did?
You listened.
I kind of earned it and respected them.
Yes.
Okay. And they recognized me then.
Yes.
So that's why if we go up there, they'll give me back my name.
Yes.
Okay. The conversation with Flo in the living room was kind of unexpected for me in a few different ways. First of all, just being told by a spirit that, hey, I've seen you before, not in like a, oh, I've investigated here before and you remember me being here sort of way, but this, hey, when you were a kid and you had a dream here, that wasn't just a dream. You actually traveled here. uh that's a bit of a concept of reality that I think is even confusing to me to this day. Like that was kind of just a such a culture shock that I don't even really know how to explain that to this point. But it was definitely very interesting, and it's not outside of the realm of things we've been told before. So obviously it's just sort of, hey, go with it and just see where it leads, is all things sort of do. The second part is the fact that hearing that essentially in a past life I had been there. I'd been in the area in a past life version of myself and connected with the Native Americans and basically had been taught to astral travel by them, sort of as a gift for respecting the land and the area, is also very interesting, especially, knowing the Native American culture that we know in today's history about how connected they were spiritually and to the land. It does sort of make sense that anybody that would be respectful of their land and of their area and their practices, they would teach these things. But I feel like it was apparent in that moment to us that in order to get any sort of piece of myself back from that past lifetime, along with what we had already known about Christopher in that lifetime, we needed to head to the woods and talk to the Native American spirits directly if they were willing to communicate with us, which was absolutely fascinating to me. The only thing that in that moment even didn't make sense or didn't quite clock in my head was the mention of the daughter who Flo had named as Ella. Even in that moment, it stuck with me. There was this mystery as far as who was Ella, the daughter of Flo? Who was this Ella character?
Where are we going next?
Is that in reference to the woods?
They did that very nicely. They straightened out first and then
that was-
crossed. That was very
That was quite polite.
right.
I appreciate that.
I don't know that polite is what they were going for. I think it was more like they didn't want us to misinterpret this. They needed us to know that yes, that is what they meant.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
But polite's a nice thought too.
I like to be polite. All right. Well, this means I need to grab my jacket
Yes.
because I am going to be cold.
Why does it look so light up there?
I don't know. Mighty people of the forest, may I please enter the forest?
Love to see what you are moving around over there. I'm guessing that's one of the deer.
There's definitely something moving in front of us.
Yes.
Lovely. It's probably just the deer. But it could be a bear.
Or a chupacabra.
Are there eyes right in front of me?
Yes. Let's just stay here for a second. I'm gonna turn my flashlight off.
I don't necessarily see it on the infrared.
All right, I'm gonna turn this back on.
I should have brought one of my one lights because they're really powerful.
That could be the forest people we're seeing. They do tend to show off their eyes.
Is it just me or is there a light up there? Or is that the tree? Are there lights around the tree?
I don't think so. Is there a house back there?
No, like this is lights. I think it's connected to the tree.
Spider webs.
Whatever that is moving pretty rampantly. I think what's worse is I keep hearing noises, but when I look through the infrared, I don't see anything.
Yeah, there's that.
I think that's what's more unsettling. Because, like, it'd be one thing if I, like, heard it and then I saw a deer in the infrared. But it's the fact that I'm not seeing anything.
this might be a strange statement, but it's literally as if like the forest itself is moving.
That's not strange. Why does it feel like it's closing in?
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Okay, can I have a moment to indulge myself?
Yeah.
I am speaking to the forest people. I don't know if you guys are out here or not. I know a good buddy of yours. They call him Squatch Man. I've been to some other places with him, and he's talked to you guys. And you guys showed yourselves to us. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. If you guys are here, the forest people, would you show yourselves to us? Let us see you or hear you. You can make any sort of noise you want. Knock a tree over as long as it's not one that's going to land on us. We mean you no harm. We just want to share this space with you. We know this is yours. I'm focused that way.
Which way?
So if I'm now facing the camera,
Okay.
we'll call that 12 o'clock, me facing the camera.
Your right or your left?
If the camera straight in front of me is 12 o'clock, I'm
Yeah.
going to my right
Right.
to what would be about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, no, see,
That's where I'm focused.
I'm on the opposite. So if my camera is 12 o'clock, I'm going to say 9 o'clock. Because there is all kinds of movement going on over here.
Are you seeing or just hearing?
I'm just hearing.
I'm seeing eye light over here at my 3 o'clock.
Now there's something more on my 6.
Hearing, seeing, or feeling?
I'm just hearing because I'm not moving. I'm just hearing in the different directions.
Are you guys willing to come a little closer? Let us see you. Now I'm focused straight ahead on 12. I see something down there.
You heard that, right?
I did. I would have to have been dead to have not heard that.
There is still something actively right behind us.
Yes. Can you look like straight ahead where I'm looking? Like 12 o'clock, straight ahead. I'm looking.
Let me. We'll come down towards you.
Look straight ahead toward where my hand is. There's something moving. It's moving this way. And to me, it looks like it's moving on 2 legs. Are you seeing this, or am I losing my mind?
I don't really see anything. But are you seeing something physical or something not? I feel like for you, you have to ask that question.
I'll say something not. You still don't see any movement down there?
Mm-mm.
Or any shadow?
Mm-mm.
If you're down there, can you make a noise, please? All right, I'll move on. I'll let it go. I couldn't be here and not do it. Wait. Wait a minute. No, that wasn't even down there. That was up there. That was in the sky. Is there a red light?
Huh?
There is a red light.
Oh.
It's like in one place. Did you see it?
Mm.
Shit.
I don't know where you're looking at.
Like straight up. There's the
Like in the tree line or in the sky?
go above the tree line. Go in the sky.
I don't know. I don't really see anything.
Well, now I don't see it anymore either. Shit.
Sure, it wasn't a plane.
Like it was in one place. All right, let's move on because I could stand out here all night and do this. So you're gonna go under. If there's something,
I guess.
there's something that you need to do first.
Yeah, I just don't know what. And it's like, so there is a part of me that's like trying to keep my emotions in check, but I don't like the feeling I'm getting out here.
What we got inside. It sounds like they brought you here. They taught you how to come here. You okay?
Yes, there's a bunch of roots.
They taught you how to come here to connect to the goodness, the good side of the land.
True.
Try to reconnect that.
Okay.
Just try to feel that while you're here.
Okay.
I no longer feel like the trees are closing in.
Okay. Okay.
You good?
I feel a little better. Yeah.
Can I have the headset?
Sure. Like, do you want just a headset or?
Oh, the radio too.
Okay. Are you going under or?
Yes. I don't know why, but yes.
Okay.
If I get closer to this, can you still see me?
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm gonna lean against this.
Xbox.
So I don't end up on the floor or on the ground. I have no idea what I'm about to do or why, but all of a sudden this feels really important.
Okay.
Stop.
Stop what? What do I need to
Step forward.
step forward in what direction?
This way.
Towards you?
One more.
Okay.
Now stand.
Stand here.
Right.
Why do I need to stand here?
Close your eyes.
Okay.
You're here.
The spot?
See yourself here. Eyes closed.
Okay. Okay. I think I see. Are you
See
talking?
yourself
Okay.
as you were.
Okay. I think I see it.
Your name. You've carried it. More than once.
I've had this name before. More than once.
Yes.
Is it Eric?
Hmm.
What
I
just
don't know
happened?
what just happened, but the connection's on.
I guess I can open my eyes again.
I guess.
I don't even know. I think that was Jane, but she never said it was her. I guess she didn't even give me time to ask. I was standing right here, right? Because I was in the middle of like where this camera can see. Fortunately, the camera could still see me, and she's like, "Stop," because whenever I gave it to you, I was walking back up here, right?
Right.
And I got to about here where I was going to be right in front of this camera, and she said, "Stop." I'm like, "Stop what?" And she said, "Come, like, walk, like, step forward." And I'm like, "What way?" Because I was like standing like this. I was like, "Which way?" And she said, "Towards me." I was like, "Oh, okay, so towards you." So I took a step forward, and she's like right about here, right? And then she said, "Okay." So I stood like this, so the camera could see me still. And she said, "You're like," I think she said, "Close your eyes." Well, I know she said them. I'm trying to remember in what order. She said, "Close your eyes." I said, "Okay." And that's where she said, "You're here." So you're talking about the spot that I'm supposed to be in. She said, and that was where she like, yes, but she was doing everything so fast. It was very, very fast. And so, um, she told me to imagine myself here, see yourself as you was, and then she started talking about your name. You've carried it. You've carried it more than once. And so I'm kind of like, I've had this name before, like more than once. And she said, yes. And then it just came out. I said, "Was my name Eric?" And then she left. You came back.
Are you 100% certain that was Jane?
No, she, like I said, she never really announced herself. She never told me who she was. So I think I know where you're going with this. I think so. I think maybe not.
Could that have been Lisa?
Oh, it could have been. She never said who she was. She never announced, and like I said, she was doing things so fast that it's like I didn't even have time to clarify anything. She was just like, get it in, get it done. It was so strange.
She knew you then.
Yeah.
And I mean, shit, we're talking the Viking era.
Right.
I mean, that was a Viking name. I mean, Eric the Red, that was a Viking name for sure.
Yeah. Eric was a Viking name.
Right.
And it's so funny because like Eric is one. Like I don't know. Like maybe that's why I connect so hard with that name because I've had that name more than once. But anytime I try to think or sit in there and focus on a name for the Viking, I always come with like Eric, but it just didn't make sense because I'm like Eric wasn't that name. Eric was the Civil War name. But I guess no, it also was my Viking name was Eric.
I think it's your turn to go, Hunter. We were told something was supposed to happen first. Maybe that was it.
Maybe. I guess. Okay.
I mean, you probably won't go unconscious like I do, right? You probably don't need to lean against the
No.
tree.
No, because I do it much differently than you do. I don't do it that way. I'm I'm more conscious. Because I guess I should also state this for the record, because I haven't really done this part on camera yet, but whenever I go under, I'm basically trying to listen to the headset like a normal Estes method would be performed, while also trying to do what we kind of did in our last investigation, where I kind of channeled a little bit and just listen to also the voices that come through my head and what they say. And so basically how I try to kind of help how I try to kind of help Christopher understand what is what, like what I'm hearing versus what I'm hearing inside my head. If it's something that's coming from my head, I'll just kind of point to my head like that was something in my head. Versus like if I don't do anything, that's because I think I heard it through this. So it's just kind of trying to understand more of like what am I picking up through intuition and channeling versus what I'm physically hearing. So it's always kind of I feel like so or iffy when I do this. So I don't know. We'll see. Here goes nothing.
Can you hear me? Eric.
You're both here.
That's right.
Eric and Kenos.
That's right. Welcome back, buddy.
Native American connection is important.
That's right.
They're going to show you how to travel.
They showed us both before.
I just want to state for the record right now, like, I feel like abnormally, like, the voices coming through the headset are really, like, quiet. Like, I can barely hear. Like, I feel like everything I'm saying is just what's coming through my head rather than this.
The voices are ancient. Focus on your head right now.
Something about nature and more connected intuition rather than this.
Yes. We learned that long ago. It was a common thread.
I feel like somebody is showing me, like, rather than telling me at this point. I'm seeing like them. I think the Native Americans and the Vikings, like, meeting. They're in the forest.
That's what I meant. I said, they showed us long ago. You're remembering.
I just had Lisa's name pop into my head, so I don't know if she's trying to tell me something.
She was there.
Christopher, you need to teach him.
I will. I will.
He's almost ready.
I know. Ooh,
His energy is stronger.
I see he claims more of himself. Is that right?
He knows things.
He does.
The name Ella just popped up into my head. She's somehow connected with something, but I don't know what. This said me, or like it said you, is what it said. It said you. When I said about Ella being connected to something, it said you.
I'll hang on to that. I guess I have to determine which me. She addressed me as Christopher, so I'm going to take it that way.
I feel like I'm being shown something again. I'm trying to understand where I'm at. I'm being shown, like, the field again, like with the woman, the black-haired woman. I almost feel like she wants me to follow her, but
No.
I almost, like, intuitively know I'm not supposed to follow her.
No. That's a terrible idea. We'll give this one more minute. Anything else?
I don't know what you're saying right now, but somebody just said you're right in my head. You're right. Something about you're right.
That gives me chills. Sometimes I don't want to be right.
I feel like I just got an image of a spaceship. A spaceship, and then like I almost feel like I saw a mountain.
Bingo. That's it.
Brown Mountain. Brown Mountain. Utah. One and the same?
Dude.
This is all coming to my head. I don't know. This is really quiet again. I don't like hear anything, but it's all coming to my head. It's very strange.
I think we're gonna get him out.
They've connected to him before.
I think we should take everything inside and unpack this.
Okay. Did any of that make sense?
It's so much sense.
You're shitting me.
Just wait. Just wait.
Are you shitting me? Like
No.
it made sense.
No, just wait. We'll go in and we'll unpack this, and we'll leave the cameras going when we go in.
The session that we had in the woods was really interesting for a couple different reasons. The first one was just the fact that, as we were entering the forest, we kept hearing these different noises, and honestly, it was sounded like something moving around throughout the forest. And every time we, would look in a direction, we couldn't see anything. I tried to put the infrared light in a certain way, and it wouldn't show anything. And then as we're standing there by the tree, it just kept happening. And it was kind of like, as Christopher called out to the forest people, or the Sasquatch, as a lot of people know them, we were just kind of helping, hoping that they would show themselves to us in some sort of, in some sort of way. And the way that we heard like the different noises was really, really cool. But obviously, I think the thing that was the most interesting, or weird, if that's how we want to say it, about that session, was just the fact that through the two sessions that we had done, when Christopher went under from the feeling that he had that he needed to, I was able to reclaim my name from that past life as Eric. And then obviously, as we see when I go under the Estes, which is just different than when he does. When he goes under, he's full on channeling. Where for me, as I've become a little bit more developed in doing it, I have a really hard time hearing voices under the headset. It's the same reason why I don't really do EVPs, because I always hear the little blips and the noises coming through, but I'm really not gifted in determining or interpreting what they're saying in the moment. So it's more of the voices that I'm hearing inside of my head or my mind's eye, and the images that they give me when I'm under is the way that I sort of channel. And during that experiment, it was interesting, the particular things that were coming about, especially the moment that the spaceship had popped into my head, because at the time we didn't, I think we understood a little bit of why that was cool and what it was meaning, but I think at the time, even then, we didn't understand just how crucial that moment was going to be.
We'll pull out the rods, determine where we're going.
That's fair.
Instead of having them point, though, I'm going to try this a little differently. That way we don't have to reset in the kitchen. We're going to use cross for yes and open for no. Is our next stop Mike's bedroom? Very fast, no. Reset, please.
Okay.
Is our next stop upstairs? Yes.
Okay.
I like how I did that instead of having to go back to the kitchen.
I very much like how you did that.
See, I try.
Yeah. So, what do you want me to bring?
Just the cameras. I'm going to use the board.
I was getting ready to ask if you wanted to use the board.
Yes, but I'm going to use
The board in the bed?
No.
No.
I'm going to use my board.
Your board. Okay. Okay.
There's noises coming out of Laura's room.
What kind of noises?
It sounded like some sort of clicking.
Like finger tapping?
Yes.
Okay. Also, just for the record, you're probably gonna have to like say out what it says.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. I just figured I'd clarify that.
I feel like I usually do, don't I?
You do that a lot more now. When we first started, no, but you do that more now.
Is there someone here who is able and willing to communicate with us through this board? Can you tell us your name? Small movement over yes. They answered the question just like I asked it. So there's understanding there. What is your name? Spelled out Mary?
Okay.
When that was spelled out, it made me feel absolutely sick. All I know is that the first time I was here, when I slept up here, I couldn't sleep with my back to that door.
Okay.
And now I see that that's Mary's door. And getting her name just about made me sick.
Yes.
Yes.
Mary, are you a part of the Dandy family?
Spooky.
Spooky.
She said no. So I'm under the impression that the names on the doors are from the Dandy family. Are you a different Mary? Small movement over no. Are are you pretending to be Mary? Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that I like that.
I don't like it at all. I guess note to self, I need to dig into whether or not Mary's even passed away.
Oh.
I mean, 70, she could still be alive.
I'm not too far away.
We will do this the most basic way I know how to do it. Facebook.
I suppose there could be something about that on that site I was looking at when I got edit flow, but I was looking for I was looking for things that specifically weren't the Dandy family. So what was there about them I ignored. I didn't want that information yet. Obviously, something in this house very much disturbed that family.
Okay.
They left quickly. It's I think it said that they even did exorcisms on the house and things like that.
Oh.
So obviously something disturbed this family very badly. If there's something here that's pretending to be someone, that's pretty disturbing if you ask me.
Oh yeah.
So if that's what was a part of what was happening when they were here, I understand why they'd leave.
Right.
Whoever or whatever that was that I was just interacting with, I do not wish to speak with you anymore. I don't feel like speaking with you is going to be productive. So I'm going to ask that you step to the side and let someone else come through. Is there anyone else here that is able and willing to communicate with us through this board? Yes. Are you able to share with us your name? Circular movement over yes. So it's a different movement than what was happening before. I consider that to be a good thing. What?
Undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly.
Thanks. What is your name?
Hmm.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm just staring at the closet, and for a second, I almost feel like standing in the doorway of it. I saw the outline of a man.
This time it's spelled out Laura.
Okay.
I've been hearing noises in Laura's room. Again, making a note to self. Find out what happened to Laura. I said I was going to do this based on feeling. When this spelled out Laura, I didn't feel sick this time. So I feel much more Let's not do that. Something just moved under the bed. Laura, are you a part of the Dandy family? Yes.
Haunted cellar.
Haunted cellar?
Laura, did you used to play in the cellar with your siblings? Yes, and it's the same clockwise circle she made before. It's already on yes. Laura, how old are you? Six? That doesn't feel right,
Mhm.
but it doesn't feel the same kind of wrong as when Mary's name came through. Laura, are your brothers and sisters here with you? No. Laura, you're here by yourself?
Found.
Found.
Hold on to that thought.
Okay.
Help me remember that. Laura, if you're here by yourself, where's your family? Left.
Left? Like she just
Left.
like they just left here? Is that what she's saying?
I think so, which I know historically they did. They were terrified of the house and the left. They would have never.
Did she die here?
I don't know how to word that question. Laura, did you? I'm just going to go for it. Laura, did you die in this house?
Old souls.
Very quick no.
Laura, do you know how you got here?
Family?
She was left here by her family?
Do you feel like your family abandoned you here? Yes. Do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Type in Laura Dandy find a grave.
It's not here.
Oh, it's not here.
I believe that. I think this is about to break my heart.
Okay, I think this is the one I'm looking for. Interestingly enough, I don't think it's spelled the same, but her Full name is Laura Marie Dandy, spelled Marie.
Oh.
Born in New York on September 19th, 1960, to Ernest P. Dandy. Laura Marie Dandy passed away on September 1st, 1992, in San Jose, California. San Jose, Santa Clara, California.
Does it say anything more about it? It just says her father's name.
Well, let me click into it because that's on Ancestry.
Okay.
That's the one that popped up that I'm like, oh, I think this is the one I'm looking for. Mother not available.
She could still be alive.
Maybe. Because she died at the age of 31. So is that why you're confused on the 6?
It wasn't feeling right.
Yeah, this is showing that. I mean, unless it's just that like her being connected to this house is sending her back to when she was that age. Because she probably would have been about that age when she was here. And then they move away to California.
Did that say she was born in 1960?
Yeah, September 19th, 1960, New York.
He didn't move here until 1970, I think.
Okay.
Isn't that what I said when we were looking up Flo and Ed? They were here 70 to 74, just 4 short years. She would have been 10 when they moved here. My God. She died at 31, 32 years old, came back here. Locked in at 6 years old. She wasn't even here when she was 6. I'm about to start crying. That's got to be so confusing to be in an unfamiliar place. She wouldn't have known this place at 6. She feels like her family left her. This is horrible.
Yeah, her dad passed away in 2002. Yeah, the mother's not available, so maybe she's still alive.
And that even said 2000s, I think.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Ernest was the name?
Mm-hmm. Ernest P. Dandy. He was born 1933, died 2002. So I don't really know who her mother was, how old her mother was, or is possibly.
I don't know.
There's just no information on the mother.
Laura, is your dad Ernest here? No.
I'm just all kinds of confused. Because she didn't die here.
Right.
She didn't die here, so how would she end up back here and as a little kid version of herself? Her dad died. Mother is possibly still alive, who knows? Laura, can you tell me your mother's name, please?
Clara.
Clara? How was that spelled?
Clara.
Something's not right.
What do you have?
Clara was the name that she gave us for the mother, but her father's name wasn't Ernest, or at least we have contradictory things here.
Right.
The webs on their website, it clearly says right here, Clara and Phil Dandy lived in the house along with their children in the early 1970s.
Did you say Ernest P?
Oh, I did.
I bet the P stood for Phil or Philip.
Yeah, I guess it could have. Yeah. I don't know why then they wouldn't use his first name.
Maybe that's just what he went by.
Maybe. Okay. Okay, so I do have Clara, but children, 1970. So now I'm like, how do I find out? Okay. Hold on. Okay. The names do match up, except they seem, I don't know, unless they just don't have it marked, but they are missing one of the children's names here, which is Beth. I don't remember seeing Beth anywhere, unless I just missed it somewhere. Unless this room is Beth.
I would have thought this would have been the parents' room, but you could be right.
Well, so I still haven't found. I still haven't found much about um, if Clara is still alive, but I did find out something very interesting.
What?
Clara Dandy, now Clara Miller, after her divorce from Phil in 1980,
Oh.
recounted some of these shocking and unexplainable events in the book she wrote in 1999 called Echoes of a Haunting. Clara wrote of a mysterious lights at night, disembodied voices, numerous incidents of car trouble and accidents, objects being moved, apparitions inside, yada yada yada. Oh, okay, hold on. Clara and Phil's daughter Laura tragically passed away in 1992, just 18 days short of her 32nd birthday, and is said to be back at the Hinsdale house along with many other spirits. Laura was most affected by what happened at the house and had even predicted her early death years before it happened.
Laura, are you still here? Yes. I've got some really important things to say to you, Laura. Your family didn't leave you. They didn't abandon you. This is something that's so sensitive, and I'm so careful putting this out there. But I feel like I have to. Laura, you died more than 30 years ago. And it seems like you came back into a house that you lived in when you were a little girl, but not as young as what you told me. You moved here around 10 years old, and you died around 32. I'm sorry to be the one to say that. But I couldn't live with myself if I just let you keep feeling like your family abandoned you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Laura, you told me you used to play in the basement as a little girl. Is that right? I would like you to go in the basement right now because there's someone down there that I think is going to help be able to make you understand. Can you do that for me? Can you go in the basement? Yes. Thank you, Laura. I'm going to let you do that.
When we concluded our night with talking to Laura upstairs and the rest of that session, we only had one thing left that really was bothering Christopher and I, and what we didn't figure out. And it was this whole piece about the daughter of Flo, this Ella character. And all of a sudden, this thought pops up into Christopher and I's head. We thought back to that time we had our investigation at the Ross house, and I was upstairs doing an Estes session with my brother. And all of a sudden, everything changed. Christopher and I had this thought: what if Ella from Hinsdale was the Dark Priestess?
Well, could that ending have been any more dramatic?
You know I love my dramatic endings, dude.
I know.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah. When I was making that, I thought, we need this sort of mic drop sort of moment, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say that did it.
Right, right. So before we get into like the comments and stuff, like we said, I just want your initial thoughts after, fresh off your mind. We just finished watching it. What's your thoughts?
Well, what the fuck was with that unexplained breathing?
Dude, I know. Like when I was editing that, I was like, holy shit. Like
That sounded like
loud.
Bigfoot was breathing into the camera.
Maybe, I mean, I did have my eyes closed. Maybe he did.
This made me feel like I was actually back there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And I don't know that I'd say that about any of our past episodes.
Right.
So I think saying that really says that there's something, I'm going to use the word magical about how you put this together.
Yeah. I think how I put this one together better than some of the previous things I've done. Just, from my own sort of self-reflection on it.
Yeah, I felt like I was back there.
Yeah. I also thought too, like, I mean, obviously one of the biggest things that we didn't quite include, like in the we showed parts of it, but it wasn't like in the main part, was the reading itself. And I felt for telling this story the way that it kind of lays out as the night sort of progresses, and then adding in like the what I call the interview style things that I added in each insert of like basically each part. I thought
Right.
that kind of ties the story together a little bit, like a little better than just starting it out like, hey, here's a reading, this is what we say, and then like let's get into it. I felt like this kind of strung it together and maybe kept kept it like, I don't know, like maybe together a little bit so people could follow along with like where our headspace is a little bit. But
Right.
that was where like towards the end of it, I like, because we had basically made the connection that I mean, it's not something that we're like, oh, we're 1,000% sure of at this point, because like we're pretty sure that Ella is the dark priestess that we encountered in the Battle of Soul series, but it's the problem of we're still technically working through that thread, so it's like it's not closed, it's still an open investigation technically. So that's
Right.
where I was like, let's be a little dramatic in this, like let's have some fun with it.
That was a lot dramatic. That's what that was.
Right. But yeah, like I don't know. I think I enjoyed making this one even more than I have the other ones in the past, I think.
Hinsdale's a really special place. I mean, that had to be a part of it. It is such
Right.
a special place.
Right. And I mean, as people saw, we had a pretty eventful night just with the even just the different types of entities we spoke to that night and the things that we encountered and did. Like it was just even special in that sort of sense.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up some of these comments that people have been kind of like messaging throughout the night, and it'd be kind of a speed run because that way we can actually answer people's questions that are still with us right now. So the first comment we had, which was before we even had it, was of course our girl Kim. She said, "Woo, watch party activated. Let's go." Thank you again for joining. It's been fun so far. Leah said, "I'm ready. It's a spooky place." I agree with that. I do agree with that very much.
Yes, it is.
Kim said, "I would love to go there sometime, but that might change after I see this series." Fortunately, I guess we've seen the entire thing. This one was a just one episode thing. You don't have to worry about like next week, like tuning back in. Like this was just one and done. I was able to compile it within a 2 hour screen time, which I think based off of the way I put this one together, I liked it. I feel like I might try to do that style more often. I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, I think sometimes it'll work out, and other times it might not work, depending
Well,
on what we got.
it's also too like again just the way that we investigate when we're basically telling a story. It's a little different sometimes. So I feel like on the nights where it's like this one, where it was a one night deal, it'll be easier to do that. But obviously, the bigger or like series is going to be when we were there for at least 2 nights.
Right.
That's when it'll be like possibly impossible for me to put it within a single episode. So we'll see on that, I guess.
Right.
Leah said many groups have already been there, plenty to be found on YouTube. Yeah, this is definitely one of like
Yeah.
the more famous locations as far as like a lot of people do investigate this place. And that's what you got, a lot of different like contradictory things about this place. But I think after being there, we understand why. There's so many layers to that place. And kind of as we were, talking with the entity in the basement that was a part of the foundation of that place, it being influenced by either more positive or negative things, it kind of makes sense.
Right.
Kim said, "What's up, besties? Party in Hinsdale. I brought the Oreos and Reese cups. Ooh, that sounds like good snacks for a watch party. There we go." Kim also said, "This is so fun." I agree. I had a lot of fun doing this.
This is great.
This was fun. I actually can't wait to do this again. This was awesome.
I've had people in and out of my room all night. They could see what was going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There
Hell
was
yeah.
complete chaos out in the hallway as people were knocking on my door and telling me don't open the door for any reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I bet that would be. Fee is here from Creepy Thrills. Hey Fee, thanks for joining. Said Leah, Fee, and me in the house, but it's not Hinsdale. I see what I did there. I see that. I see that. I like what you did there. Then we just got some comments because we had that little bit of a technical difficulty there in the first run. I don't know why it did that, but thankfully we was able to fix that. And yeah, that ran.
It's all good after that.
Yeah, I don't know why it did that, but it was weird. So then Leah said, "This place makes my organs want to disappear into my stomach, including my stomach. That only does one thing." I understand why. I think like it's a heavy place. It's a real heavy place.
It is.
Kim said, "That makes me nervous, Leah. What do you know?" She said, "Only what I feel." That's a gift, they say. It definitely is a gift. Kim said, "Oh, that makes sense. Maybe they sense your personality. You light up the room." Oh, I think this was in reference to that part in the film whenever we were it brought up the lights, like it was like turn off the lights.
Right.
Which was really interesting, the fact that like the spirit could like see the infrared lights. Like it was affecting it because like it was like, oh, it's bright in here. Like that was interesting.
Right. Yeah,
Even
I don't think I've ever encountered that before.
No, I know I definitely have it. That was weird. And then Real thought maybe they see your aura light. Spell check. That's a good, I mean, that makes sense though. I see what you're going with there. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does.
Leah said an elemental. Cool. Yes, it definitely was an elemental.
That was quite an experience.
It was, yeah. Kim at that point was like, this just took a super cool twist. Yeah, there's definitely something we didn't see coming. I was like, whoa. Which I guess in hindsight, if you go back and you watch the last episode of New Path, Same Task series, when we're talking to Travis in Christopher's room where he's at right now, he did kind of say that we was going to encounter something the next week and talk to something that we hadn't really spoken to before. So now in hindsight, it does make a little bit more sense.
Right. And I never had any insight into that based on my previous time there. The whole time I was in the basement, I slept.
Well, yeah. I don't know how you slept in that basement, but okay.
I was tired. That's all it takes.
That's fair, I guess. Leah said most elements are neutral, sometimes very evil, depends on what is done to them. That makes sense. I mean, especially with what we encountered there. And,
right.
And even since then. Kim said, can an element turn negative if there's a lot of bad things happening on the land is attached to? Leah said yes, and I very much concur.
I would say yes as well.
I would say very much yes on that. Kim said, that's so interesting. I wonder if there's a battle or something on the land way before the house was ever built, and that's why it got negative aspect to it. I mean, I don't know. I would venture to say most likely yes, just because of the fact that we know that there's Native American history there, and it's likely to have at some point caused some sort of battle at that point. So without actually knowing, Christopher, do you know something I don't?
This just took me into an experience I had earlier this year when I did that residential in Coldwater. And what I got was connected to the Native Americans previously and the extraterrestrials now, and what that's doing to the land there.
Yeah. Okay.
We know Hinsdale has a strong extraterrestrial presence too.
Well, then that right. So like after even just what it being in the woods, and I all of a sudden got the imagery of the spaceship and extraterrestrials, that's like, that makes you wonder, like, is that
right?
Is that what's going on there a little bit too? That's interesting. That's interesting. Let's see. So Leah said battles and murders. And this was around the time when I was talking about basically seeing Ella on that tower in my dream.
Right.
That was in reference to that. And I found that really, really interesting. And then Leah also said, and then specialists, say that dreams are a processing of what you experience. Dreams are so much more. This thing is doing so much more. I wonder if sleepwalking is caused by the spiritual soul forgetting to leave the body. As a child, I used to sleepwalk a lot in search of native medicine man or chief. That's interesting.
Oh, I never really thought about that, but that
Never
makes
really
a lot of sense.
It does, though. Like, seriously, that does make a lot of sense. Let's see. Kim said that's an interesting theory. I really agree with that.
Yeah, it is.
I can't remember exactly at what point this was said, but Creepy Thrills said this is wild, which I really appreciate that. Thank you. It was wild.
There's a lot of places that could fit in.
Right. I can't remember exactly when that was put in there, but I remember it was at some point. Orb flew towards the door. I wasn't paying attention at that point and I know that was when we had just basically determined we was going to go out to the woods. I wasn't paying attention, so I'll have to go back and look at that a little bit more. Leah said saw him too. Okay, so Leah's saying not just an orb, but a him, a male spirit. That's interesting. So Kim said, "What the hell? Breathing?" And we already brought that up because that was creepy.
That sounded like Sasquatch. That was
For seriously though, you know what I mean? That was weird. So Leah said, "Wow, my insides are suddenly calm." And this was whenever, when we were up by the tree. So I found that very interesting. That being at that tree, and isn't it kind of known as the healing tree?
yes, 100%.
Right. I was going to say, isn't it known for being the healing tree? So it's interesting that she felt that whenever we were standing by that tree. So just that little bit of synopsis there. Let's see here. We got Misty Summers. I just paused reading Paul Kenyon's book on his accounts at Hinsdale to go to bed. It was looking up something to fall asleep to, and this pops up on third on my homepage. Hinsdale's unlike any other haunt. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really
that's
appreciate
awesome.
that. That is awesome. We hope you enjoyed I don't know if you're still here with us, but we hope that you enjoyed what you saw. Kim said this place looks to be so much more than I anticipated it to be. It definitely is. The amount of layers of this place is insane. Leah said Mary's room is the worst. Even had them closed. Pets have died there too. Ooh. I did not know that.
I will say that I couldn't sleep with my back to her room.
Right. That is interesting. That is interesting. And then Leah said, and my organs want to disappear back into my stomach. Hate this. I'm very sorry that you were having this experience while watching this. That is horrible. Kim puts the emojis in there of how shocked she was. Leah said, I know who makes me feel this way. Kim asks who, and Leah responds with, oh wait, no, sorry. Leah responds with an entity I have known for a very long time. Kim was asking if Laura was buried on the property, which she was not because she died in California, apparently. And then we have towards the end of what our episode was, where Kim says jaw dropped. Leah says wow, and then Kim says the mic was dropped and kicked across the floor. And now we're kind of back into now. So Leah said, well done, Noah. I like it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Kim said, so wait, can someone who passed become an entity somewhere else? What would make them do that? Unfinished business or something that they become due to negative forces while they were alive? What do you think, bud?
Well,
because that is a good question.
something we've got coming up in a future episode, someone we dealt with once and for all, I'm going to say yes, that can happen. And that is what happened in that instance.
Right.
So stay tuned. You'll get to see that unfold in real time.
Right. And it's like, I guess to even without, bringing up the stuff that comes up in the later episode, is also like to more answer that question, Kim, in that particular situation. I think it was, I mean, I guess we could still even say like we have our theories and we may not know for sure, but it's like as to why a 6-year-old Laura Dandy shows up at the Hinsdale house when she didn't die there, and B, like she wasn't even 6 when they had moved there. She was more around the age of 10. I don't know.
Right.
That is interesting. And it's sort of like I think, I mean, obviously I think it's just the fact that while she wasn't 6 when she was there, it was the fact that when she died, her spirit must have, reverted to the 6-year-old version of herself. Why? I guess we could sit here and talk about theories all night as to why that happened. But then, she seemed to have been transported to a place that she did live at. It's just that that version of that spirit didn't know. And I don't know. That is interesting. And I would love to dive down that a little bit further and ask those sort of questions, because that is really interesting why that would happen.
Yeah, I've never really seen anything quite like that. I mean, we do have a spirit here at FCI that lived here as a little girl and a young woman, and she's presented herself in both ways,
Mm-hmm.
but in a place where she existed in both of those states. As wild as that is, that makes a little more sense to me than this one's a little harder to wrap my head around.
Right. Yeah. This one is like really, really hard to kind of wrap your head around. So Kim said we have to do this again. I completely agree. I really had a lot of fun doing
This is great.
This was a lot of fun. Bill Hickman, my buddy Hickman from work, he had great show as always, guys. Thank you so much for joining, buddy, and I'm glad you enjoyed.
Thank you.
Kim said, I was trying to figure out why Laura would become the Dark Priestess at the other look, if that was her. No, not Laura, Ella. Ella is the woman that we think is the Dark Priestess, because so essentially Ella, we were basically told, was this woman, the black haired girl in the white dress that I had seen in the dream, that was then when we were talking to Flo, the older woman, that was actually her daughter, who Ella was. And that's where she was confirming for us that that was who I had seen in the dream. And I'm not going to lie, at the time when she said Ella, it didn't clock for me. I was like, oh, it's just an Ella person, and that was where afterwards, when Christopher and I were kind of like talking about it again, we were like, wait a second, like we've heard that name before, like Ella. And all of a sudden we remembered that it was, oh my God, Ella was the name of the Dark Priestess that we dealt with at Ross House for the Battle of Souls series. And that's where it like all of a sudden made so much sense. We were like, oh my God, she, like, again, sort of like the synchronicities of like why I would be having this dream and how it's connected to Hinsdale, why she was kind of coming after me at the Ross House and stuff. It all of a sudden made much more sense. The reason that we're still sort of like down that thread and we're not quite done with it is because we were kind of like, wait, so why are we getting these mentions of Ella and stuff there, other than just the simple, like, oh, we dealt with her at Ross House, but we were like, I'm pretty sure we're done with that, right? But there's been some stuff come up after this that you'll see in future episodes or series that come up, where it was brought back to our attention that Ella, or I should say more, that version of Ella from that lifetime may have been dealt with, but there may be other timeline versions or different lifetime versions of Ella, the Dark Priestess, that are still roaming about trying to screw some shit up. So I'll leave it there as sort of like another mic drop, sort of like
Well,
keep
and
you
I just got a
waiting.
thought too that I don't think this will ruin anything for anybody because it's
Yeah.
based on stuff that's been seen already.
Right.
When we were working our way through the Ross house, what did the Dark Priestess want from you? She wanted your soul.
One of my soul, right.
Now we're going back to this dream you had about Hinsdale, which are we even certain that it was a dream or did you actually travel there? How old do you think you were when that happened?
So okay, so I'll answer this in two parts because I see where you're going, and I think when I watched this back and edited it, I think I understand a little bit more of what Flo was saying. But to answer your question, I'm like, I want to say, oh, wait a second, and this is going to be really weird. I feel like I was right around the age of 6. And it's because the reason I remember about when I had this dream was because I had this dream when we had moved from our old house to my parents' current house. When we had moved there, I was 6 at that time. That's when I saw, like, when we moved there, I had all these nightmares for like a couple weeks or so. And this was one of them where it started out as a dream, nightmare. But like when you watch that and you see, and I heard what she said for that, like seeing it again sort of thing. She was talking about like more than a dream, and I'm like, I see what you're saying. I think I agree with it. I don't know that I really was dreaming. Did I
Or did
travel?
she call you there?
Right. Well, right. Yeah. Like, did she lead me there?
Right.
Ugh.
I don't
Oh,
love that thought,
no, I got chills just even thinking about that.
but I'm
I don't.
also noticing the parallel between that happening to you at 6 years old and Laura showing up as 6 years old before she was ever at that house.
That's why I was like, when you asked that and I'm sitting there thinking about that and I'm like, oh, this is gonna sound really weird, but like I was like right around 6 when I would have had this dream.
It
Was
sounds
like,
weird, all right,
that's
but we can't
weird.
ignore it.
That
It's
is, ooh. So is there something about, this is gonna sound even more like sick, but like, is there something about drawing in kids for her at the age of 6?
that's an awful thought.
I mean, I know, but I'm just saying, like, we have to notice the parallel here. Mm. Ooh. Mm.
Oh.
What's your thought? What's
My
your
mind
thought?
went a different direction.
Okay.
I want to get Laura's full date of birth. I want to look at this from an astrological perspective for both of you, for you and for Laura.
Okay.
I'm going to dig at that.
Okay. Are you thinking that's like possible past lifetime stuff? Like,
Not yet.
I
I'm
wouldn't
not there yet.
I wouldn't think so, just because of what we think we already know based off of different timelines.
Right. I don't think that's it at all, but I
Okay.
think there could be something about the astrology behind it.
Something, right, something, there's some sort of thread there.
Right.
Okay. I get that. It's kind of cool. I feel like most of the time in episodes or even on the show, we don't people don't get to see this where we kind of like we have one of these moments where we're like, oh, so this is kind of cool. I like it.
I would think the priestess would know a thing or two about astrology, so I'm not writing that one off yet.
You would think, yeah, you would think. My dad is here with us. He said, I agree. Very well done. No, thanks, Dad. I appreciate that. Lee said, my grandfather died at the age of 90. I saw him as a 30 plus at his funeral and left, and it turns out he stuck to me. I think that concept does make a lot of sense because, like, and I've seen it in like multiple different like ways or aspects that people kind of think about it. And I think it somewhat depends. Like, I think sometimes it's like if you had something really tragic happen and that's like why your soul is kind of stuck or whatever, that's why you might see a spirit at that age. But I've also heard the opposite end where it's like, if you died or whatever, and you actually revert back to when you were happiest in that lifetime. Like, I don't know. I've heard both spectrums, and I think they're both kind of cool.
Right.
Kim said, "Oh, okay, that makes more sense." LOL. My bad, Laura. No, I definitely get that. Like, it's sometimes it's so hard to. That's why I really like doing like it's why I like filming, because if I ever have that sort of question of like, wait, what, like, how did this, like, that's why I like it, because I can never remember. So I often have to go back and look at this stuff to be like, oh, what was the, like, who was that? And when did this happen? And all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so it was the fact that and that's what's so crazy. And I think as people have heard us say this in the past, and we're kind of still saying it, because again, we still have series that are going to come out after this where there's stuff that you guys don't know yet. And it's like we've said it before, like, you got to just stick with us a little bit on these series, because the way that stuff comes back up and then reverts back to things we've previously done, it's always, to me, so cool. Like, it's like, oh shit, like that was that, like, whoa. I don't
Well,
know.
look at the pieces that just tied together at the jail.
I know that, and
And
I
I'm
will
not going to
say
talk
too.
about any of it right now,
No,
but
no,
just
no,
for
no.
emphasizing, I never saw that coming.
Well, that's like what's really cool too is, and again, obviously we won't go too much into it, to spoil anything, but the next series we have is Prospect, which we know there was a lot of stuff that happened at Prospect, right?
Right.
But right after that is Belair, and we've only talked about Belair and all the things that it tied to for how long now. So the fact that
Right.
we are this close to finally getting to that series is pretty cool. I'm excited to see how that turns out, but I'm also sort of like really trying to I want to try to do it the right way, if that makes sense. Like,
Right.
I really want to make that series something special.
I'm really excited for Prospect too. That was a great night.
Yeah, it was. Um,
I think people will love getting to really meet Zeke too.
it definitely is interesting. It's definitely interesting. The way that kind of happens and plays out a little bit. Kim
Everybody
said,
should have that privilege.
right? Kim said, some are just handing out full body chills now. Dang, no, your 6 was taken on by Laura, maybe to connect you. Maybe. I'm really interested in this idea of the astrology connection. So, like, you'll definitely have to keep me informed on what you get with that.
Oh yeah, I'll dig. I won't forget. I love astrology. I will be so happy to dig at that.
Kim said, can a spirit stay in the spirit realm after it's been reincarnated so they can communicate with us as who they were in this life, but also move on? Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of all in the same, because the one thing that I've come to, I guess, realize and understand at this point is that the way that we view the afterlife in is just so misconceived, I think,
Right.
that it's just sort of kind of like technically all of the above, because like the afterlife is not necessarily the same afterlife that, I don't know. It's interesting. It's a
Well,
deep
I mean,
question.
it is, and I would actually say one of the best examples for that I could give would be Zeke. I mean, he was reincarnated again and again and again, and
Hmm.
still is able to come through so fully, like it's a whole separate entity. But I know he's not a separate entity. I don't fully understand it, but that's fine.
So I have this, and I know I've spoken to you about this, but I kind of have this theory about like how the different like I will call them personalities, or you know what I mean, essentially like the different lifetimes and reincarnations of a soul essentially works. And it's kind of like, imagine you have this, soul, right? And the complete soul is obviously 100% the entire thing, right?
Right.
But you as yourself right now is one individual thread of that complete soul, right? And therefore Zeke is a separate thread, but it's a part of the entire soul. And then you could go on and on and on about it, like with the different reincarnations of you, right?
Right.
So therefore, like essentially all of the different threads are still a part of the same source, but they're individual threads. And that's how and why they are completely separate and different from one another, but they still make up the entire, whole. So
Right.
in a person like you that can actually physically channel spirits and have them embody your, as you call the meat suit sort of situation, we can actually more directly and physically see the difference between the threads. So like Zeke is, it's like his own person, his own personality, but it's still you. And it's like, it's kind of a concept that is a little bit hard to grasp because it's just so foreign to what we've been kind of led to believe our entire lives. But it's why, like, it's technically all still connected, but it's all, so basically when you die, your in your thread right now, Christopher, this lifetime, gets returned to the original source, but
Right.
there's different threads. I don't know. I mean, it's a theory, and it's one I've had for a little bit. And I feel like the more and more we dive down the different lifetimes and reincarnations of ourselves, I feel like it starts to get backed up a little bit more and more as we learn more. So I don't know. I really like going down that theory and that rabbit hole.
Right.
Kim said, I'm a Libra. Fun fact you didn't ask for. Well, now we know. I am a Gemini. Christopher.
I am all Sagittarius.
That makes sense.
Uh,
I'm a Gemini, and I wonder where my twin is out there. Wonder where they are. Can you imagine two of me out there? That would be wonderful.
that would be pure chaos.
Kim said the girls are aquariums. But yeah, it's just the more and more you think about the stuff that came up in this episode, this episode was a special one for all of those reasons, I think.
It was. It's very interesting to me how it tied together things that are so deeply personal, things that we'd been working on, and authenticity from the house and the land itself.
Right.
Like, we've had experiences where we go somewhere and we don't get anything that relates to that place.
So what's funny is, actually, I shot this part outside of the house when we were there, where I basically went into that, and I was kind of like, yeah, like sometimes we go to these places and we really want to connect to the house, but we get thrown down this, storyline that we're just so deeply involved in. And I was kind of like, hopefully we get a little bit about the house tonight, and we did get some stuff from the house, but when I was editing it, I was like, I'm not gonna put that in there. I was like, it's fine. It doesn't need to be in there. You can see for yourself what we get and what we don't get. But I kind of told you before we watched this, I was like, yeah, I kind of did this one a little different. And I don't know. I personally like the way I did it a little bit. I don't know. Again, and this is where it's kind of like, that's why I like hearing what everybody else thinks. But like, I was a little bit more to the point on this one. Like, rather, like, I trimmed down a little bit of the extra stuff, if that makes sense. Like, it was more of, just whenever we basically say, hey, we're going to go do this, it's like, okay, we're going straight into it. Because again, like we just talk so much about the stuff that we're involved in that I'm like, we don't need to put all of this in there. Like it can be,
Right.
we can trim down a little bit of that stuff. Like I think it's still all made pretty good sense.
I think so.
So, but yeah, this, I mean, again, this was fun because like the only person that had seen it before this was me from the editing. So you got to see it live with everybody else that was here with us.
Yeah, this is great. People were knocking on my door tonight and in and out. And that made it even more fun to have this going on. It was great. It's been a great night.
You needed to be like, yo, like sit in here and watch this with me. What are you doing?
It's too hot in this room for that many people to gather in here with the door
Oh,
closed. And the door's got to be closed because there's been bats flying in this hallway.
Oh, yeah. I've heard
Anything more than 2 people, it's hot as hell in here.
I have heard that it's been bad.
Both the bats and the heat.
Right. Well, it's like I didn't even get it. Like I started mowing today, and because we had another thunderstorm, I didn't even get to quite finish. I got like 2 strips left that I had to mow, and then it just started pouring down rain. I couldn't even finish. I was like, damn it, so close. But I had to get everything done today since we have the baby shower tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. So I got to get up early to set up for that. So wish me luck on that.
I'll sleep in until I have to drive there.
I was gonna say, yeah, you just get to come and party.
Is anybody driving from farther away than I am?
I don't think so now, because the only people I could think of that would have had a longer drive than you were family that we just recently were told that they were not coming.
Oh,
so yeah, it is what it is. So,
right.
But so I think because the only ones that I think would be close is my Uncle Nate and my Aunt Bree, because they also live in Columbus, but they also live in Columbus, so I think they'll pretty much have the same drive as you will, but
right.
I think everybody else like lives pretty local.
Nice.
Not that I don't think we have a ton of people going, but at the same time, I don't even 100% know who's all going. I don't know.
There'll be people you've never seen before.
I know. I already know that, because if I'm being honest too, like there's a bunch of people like on her side of the family that I've like seen like maybe once or twice. And like, mind you, like we've been together for like 8.5 years at this point.
Right.
Married for almost 3, but we've been together for 8.5 years. So like, I always find that funny that like it's just how it always goes, where like there's certain family members that you're not as close with and stuff like that. So like,
right,
there's a lot of like the extended family that I've met like once or twice, maybe at the most, like for very short periods of time. There was people in her family I had met for the very first time at our wedding. Like
makes sense.
It's just what it was, I guess. But
right,
I don't know. So I don't know. I'm also one of those people that's weird about that though, because me personally, I'm always kind of like, if you're not somebody that I talk to on a regular basis, I don't really feel the need to like invite you to those types of things. But that's also where I'm like, I'm understanding of like, if you want to invite these people, absolutely, we'll do it. Like, I got no problem with it. But that's just me on a personal level. I'm always like, if you're not somebody that I regularly have in my life, I'm kind of like, why would I just invite you to this? Like,
right.
You're probably not even really going to see my kid when he's out. Like, I don't know. That's just me though. That's just my personal feelings on that. You know the sad thing about the ending of a episode or a series? You know what the sad part is?
What's that?
I have to start on the next one. I have to instantly start on the next one.
Would you rather just be working on the same one forever and ever without it?
Oh no, because the closest I came to that, and you remember this, was the episode we put out of our time at the Gill House.
Yeah.
because, and I don't know if we actually ever even mentioned this to anybody, but I had a rough time with that series only because I had the entire series, like, or episode, because it was one episode like this. I had the entire 2-hour episode like basically completely done. And then the file got corrupted. And so I had to completely restart the project. And that sucked.
Well, you did a segment right in there where you talked about that.
Yeah. Well, that was because that was essentially the thing that got like basically caused it to get
Right.
corrupted was that individual media file. But it was the fact that I pretty much had it done. And then I was just adding in that part. And then I all of a sudden was like, oh my God, I have to redo this entire freaking thing. I will say that I'm pretty sure it was pretty much like almost shot for shot exactly the same. There might have been a couple camera angles that I changed because I liked a version better than, you know what I mean? Like, but for the most part, I think it was actually the same. But what also brings me to bring this up is the fact that, you know, anybody that's still with us and watching, 27 Spirits is actually releasing their video on our night there this Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So if you're interested in seeing, I guess, the other side or like of what happened that night, like go check that out, I guess. I don't know, it's interesting. I'm interested to see this episode because obviously we already know, like, from what we put out there about it, like we already know what happened. You know what I mean? We already know what happened.
Right.
First of all, obviously we were there. Two, we already put out an episode, and obviously I edit obviously I edit our videos, but I like to think that my style of editing is still pretty true to just how it happened. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's still pretty straightforward on like this is how it progressed. And again, not saying that like other people like edit anything wrong. It's just that like I'm interested to see how it's put together on his
Right.
like his vision of it. Like I'm interested to see his vision of that night from the film that he was able to acquire during that.
And actually, I just rewatched ours today, so it'll be fresh in my mind.
Oh, did you?
While I was working in my office today, I had my own little viewing party. I rewatched the entire Post Town series, and I rewatched Guildhouse. At one point, somebody was leaving the shop down the hall, and they didn't want to come in here and say goodbye to me because they thought I was on the phone. They heard my voice and then another voice.
Oh, right. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Couple more in here. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Kim said Aquarius, not aquariums. I knew you meant Aquarius.
We knew what you meant.
I just wasn't trying to call you out like that. Leah said Sagittarius here. All right.
Yes.
Got another Sagittarius in the comments here. They aren't fish. Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
No, that would be Pisces.
Kim said my mom was Sagittarius. A lot of Sagittarius here.
It's good.
Leah said, why does it sound like a dinosaur? Maybe you are a dinosaur. Kim LMAO. In Dutch, it is Archer. Ooh, okay.
Yes. And
Kim said,
I have the symbol on me at least twice, the arrow for the archer.
Nice. Hell yeah. Kim said we need to go back to Post Town. I agree.
I love Post Town. That was the best night I ever had there.
There's a lot of places I would like to eventually return to. It's kind of like one of those things where on one end I'm sort of like I do want to go back to a lot of these places, but I also want to scratch off some other places.
Right.
Get some films out about those places, because like don't get me wrong, I want to do a return to Post Town video, return to Ross House video, stuff like
Madison.
that. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Like there's 100 that we could do, and that's also too why, you know, for the 100th time that I could say this, that it's why I feel so strongly on giving these series a name other than like, oh, our time at Fairfield, our time at Post Town. You know what I mean? Like, so then
Right.
it's kind of like return to like I don't like doing that because again, like then you kind of limit yourself on well obviously I want to keep going back to these places and telling new stories, so that's where I try to come up more with a name that's like okay, so like Hinsdale, for I'm sure that we'll be back to Hinsdale, but next time we go to Hinsdale it won't be an echo from the woods, it'll be whatever story that that one tells, so
Right.
therefore it's still separate, same location but different story, and that's why I like kind of doing it in that manner. But so definitely like Madison's on my list. Obviously, we've been talking about Madison with like Fee and them going possibly with there with them and stuff. That would be super awesome if they went. So I definitely want to go back to those locations. It's just that we've got some locations in our heads right now that we don't have an episode about yet. So I really want to try to get in there. Like one that we were kind of talking about today, and we won't put much out there because we kind of have an idea of how we want to do it and our vision on it. But one that we don't have an episode about that's local to where I live is Moundsville Penitentiary. We've been there, but we don't have an episode about there yet. So I definitely want to shoot an episode there. And Moundsville will be easier for me to do while on baby leave because it's not real far from the house. You know what I mean? Like I can basically go to Moundsville for like a few hours, shoot an episode, and then go directly back home to be at home with the wife and baby at that point and not have to travel too far. Because
Right.
I don't know that I'm gonna like and like as I've talked with you about before, like there's certain things that we'll travel for and do whatever, but it's like obviously during that period of time I'm like I don't know that I'm going to want to travel all that far too often, and especially if it's super far away I'm going to be kind of like I don't know, like that's kind of far to be
Right.
away in case something goes down and she needs me to come home.
Right.
So that's where, like, I don't know. That's where too, like Ross House is also another one that we might return to sooner rather than later because again, it's a location that we could do that is pretty local to me.
Might be fun to dive into that antique store too.
I want to do the antique store because out of all the times I've been there now, yet to do it. We've walked through it. I just haven't actually investigated that space.
Right.
Let's see. Said I loved it, but not the mannequin. Oh yeah, it's the mannequin that Christopher thought was a bat that you were reacting to. Leah said, "How many places can I visit in 1 week? I do need some sleep time." Well, I guess it's like, well, so if you on your trip that you're planning with going to ISS, you can hit like 3 right there, like really easily because there's Indiana State Sanatorium, Billy Creek, which you absolutely have to check out, and then also Stark Saloon is right there as well.
Right.
So like there's at least 3 right there off the top of our heads, and if we really dug into it, we could probably even find even a couple more that aren't too far from that location that
Oh,
depending on
definitely.
how long you would be staying, that would just depend. But so that's where it's kind of like again, just kind of keep in touch with us. And we'll definitely figure that out. Shannon said I investigated in the store part. It's good. Ooh, okay. I would like to do a maybe, and then maybe this is a next year thing. Maybe we get in contact with Cindy, even if it's just one. I'd like to do a public hunt at Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
definitely use both the antique store and the house.
Oh yeah. At that point, yeah, for sure, for sure. They said and FCI. Oh, absolutely. You definitely have to check out FCI. Which FCI in Indiana, like it's kind of far, but I feel like as long as we kind of like if we even like did that more like towards the end of the time you would be there, that we could probably fit that in pretty easily.
Right.
Um, thinking. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I wanted to say this too while I was on here, Leah, because I know you were inquiring about the songs that you were messaging me about for the intros and stuff. I haven't forgot about that. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how to put that all in a compiled thing to send you. So I haven't forgotten about that. I am still working on that. I just have been a little bit busy, but I am still working on that. So do not fear. I have not forgotten about that. Which actually, speaking of forgetting things, just to kind of throw in that we're gonna plug our merch in real quick. As anybody has seen, I have been wearing our newest stuff. It's not on the store yet, but this is some of the actual Halloween designs. So we have our crooked path with the nice creepy jack-o'-lantern here. I really like this design. I don't know about you, but I love
That's
this.
great.
I love
I
this
love
one.
all things Halloween.
I love this. I do too. And then obviously we've got the hat with the purple and the orange that I remember Dylan was kind of like really, he was kind of the inspiration for that. So I have to throw that out there too. So big props to him on that idea. I think it looks great. It's not on the store right now. So basically be on the lookout for like the next week or so that I'll put it up there. I'll say no later than September 1st is when it'll be on the store. No later than September 1st. But these designs are going to be like limited time only. We're only going to have them on the store from September 1st to like November 1st. So basically the fall season, and then it's going to be over. Like these designs will be gone forever. So definitely, if you're interested in them, definitely grab them while they're still available. Because we're going to start releasing some seasonal merch with like Christmas and Halloween and stuff like that, and they're going to be more limited time only designs. So definitely, if you're interested, grab those while they're on the merch store. So they're going to be up there within a month. My dad just had a good idea. I like it. We could do a CE5 session in Egypt Valley while you're on leave. I think I 1000% agree with that. And I think along with that, I think we also just need to have an episode about Egypt. You know what I mean?
And that might be a good time to go, even if one, it'll be a little cooler, so that'll make it a good time to
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Two, the bugs won't be as bad.
Right. Especially because, like, if we plan to go like late October, early November, it might be that sweet spot of like it's cooler, but we're not out there like freezing our ass off. You know what I mean? Like we'll be able to layer up enough that it won't be miserable.
Right.
So late October, early, and again, like that's a location that we could easily do because it's just right by the house. So I actually think that's a great idea, Dad. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of CE5. I would be interested in reaching out to Brent and see if he would be willing to take us to that spot he mentioned like a while back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, do a CE5 there.
That would be something.
Yeah. There we go. Leah gave us the thumbs up on that. Kim said, merch drop, throws credit card, just keep in the file at this point. That's like me, like, because I always ship our merch to my in-laws' house because I hate dealing with the post office as like since we have like we don't have a mailbox, you know what I mean?
Right.
I always ship my stuff to their house, so it's like all the time I have new Crooked Path merch like ending up there. But I always have to order it because I have to at least try it before we put it on like the store.
Right.
It's you that like doesn't have a closet full of Crooked Path merch quite yet. Like you're way behind.
I am way behind.
Here's what's crazy. Kim has more Crooked Path merch than you do. And you are Crooked Path.
Something I could have worked on today in my office. I could have sat and placed an order. I got so much done today.
I mean, I understand, like, obviously you're not going to be able to order it all at the same time, but like, but hey, just like we just said, You better get the Halloween merch while it's still there.
Well, Halloween's a priority always.
Yeah, because that was like right now. My first wave was well, I guess I have the other design. It's still like in the package. I guess I could show it. Like I just have to rip open the package a little bit. Oh, I just dropped it. Hold on. There we go. But I had the other design because the first wave, obviously, since we're still in summer right now, I just bought the t-shirts and the hat, but I eventually want to get the hoodies too.
Yeah, for fall, that's perfect.
I know. Maybe I'd even wear the Halloween edition Crooked Path merch for the episode at Egypt Valley. Merchandise plug. But here's the other design.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the more traditional. This is like the more traditional, like neon green, like
right.
yeah. We got like the graveyard working on the purples and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the other design. I don't know which. I think I like this one better though. You know what I mean? I think I like this one better. I like them both, but I think
Yeah, I like them both, but that one really pops.
the jack-o'-lantern, man. I've always been a sucker for jack-o'-lanterns. Even though as a kid I didn't like gooping out the stuff. I was always kind of like grossed out by that, but I love
Oh, I don't mind it because
jack-o'-lanterns.
I'll bake the seeds. I'm in for the whole experience.
It wasn't that. It was the fact that like I always like would gag over the actual like goop and shit in it. Like when I loved carving the pumpkins. I just didn't like getting the goop out. Disgusting. It doesn't bother me as much now as an adult, but as a kid, I did not like it. Kim said, "I'm wearing Chinzilla right now." Hell yeah, Chinzilla in there. The only reason I have, because I also have the Bathra designs. The only reason I haven't released them yet is because I haven't released them yet because Chinzilla didn't really sell a lot broader audiences.
Right.
Which I mean, it's one of those things that like I can put it on there, but I'm kind of like I need the demand. So if you want the Bathra shirts on there, I need the demand. Said y'all are literally my wardrobe. I feel the same way because that's kind of how my Kim said, "Final girl and Crooked Path. The world knows who you are when I'm out in it. Walking billboard, free press for y'all. We appreciate that. Though,
Yeah, we
seriously.
do.
Kenzie, my wife, who's actually to my right in the bed, you just can't see her on camera, commented, Noah has the closet busting at the seams with the merch. Literally have to buy more hangers right now. All his crooked stuff is stacked on his desk. It is. It is. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. I think so anyway. Like I like our merch. I don't know. Even if it's not like out there, you know, which again, thank you, Kim, for all the, you know, and Shannon on here too. Shannon's always been a huge support in, you know, buying our merch and stuff. We really, really appreciate it. But I don't know. I like it. I love wearing it.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Kim said, "Same, Mackenzie. I took over my husband's side." At some point, yeah, I'm just gonna have like no clothes other than just the Crooked Path merch. It's just what it's gonna be. But that's also why I'm trying to be a little bit more creative with like the different designs and stuff.
Right.
So that way it's like I'm not like wearing the same shirt all the time. Well, I think we're kind of coming to an end here of this episode because we've been on here for about 3 hours at this point.
Right.
With the episode and the hour-long conversation. Again, I want to thank everybody that, you know, joined us for this. This was so much fun.
This was a blast. This was great.
Yeah, I cannot wait to do this again. I guess I'm trying to figure out what I want to do it for because I think this is going to work a lot more for like single episode. Obviously, like I feel like trying to do this with a series is going to be a little bit hard.
Right.
And so we'll see. But like I'm definitely going to do this again. I think, you know what would be a fun one that probably is going to be a single episode? The Night House.
Yeah, I would think so.
The Night House would be a fun one to do this with. That would be fun.
That was a great night.
Yeah. Especially because like some of the stuff that happened that weekend and the experiments we were performing, that would be a good one to do it with. So I think that might be our plan.
Yeah, there'll be a lot to unpack afterward too.
Oh yeah. Shannon said waiting on the Halloween shirts, tough decision which to pick. I know that's why I buy them all. You know, I'm like, can't pick one. I gotta buy them all. But yeah, no, I will have those up here within a week because I want to get those on there no later than September 1st. So that gives everybody 2 months to order them that would want these designs. Kim said best Sunday ever. She meant Saturday into Sunday, I meant. Kim said, "Don't pick, get them all." You know what, Kim? I support that. I support that line. I support that line of thinking. I think you're right, and I don't have to be psychic to tell you you're right on that one. But yeah, no, seriously, again, thank you guys so much for being on here. It's been such a fun night. This is so
This has been
awesome.
great.
Before we close out, Christopher, any final comments?
I have a thought about some of the discussion that came out of this episode and different directions things might be going in the future that I think I will hang on to. But I also feel like just the way this episode unfolded, the way you put this together, the way we've put this out there as this live and have this conversation going afterward, I really feel like this is the beginning of like a next chapter for us all together.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm really glad of where we've come from. You know what I mean? This past year and a half at this point, this journey that we've been on. I'm really happy with what we've done so far. But I agree. I think stepping into this next chapter, especially because while we're not quite out of the, as like I like to call it, the era of the old cameras. This was the last episode that was just strictly the old cameras. In the next episode, we start to incorporate some of the newer equipment that we've gotten with a little bit better quality of stuff. So again, it's not like instantaneous, like, oh, all the cameras are the new cameras and stuff like that, but it's the first episode that starts to integrate it. So I agree. I think we're kind of stepping into a new chapter, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from here.
Me too.
Yeah. Just gonna close out here with the last couple of comments we've got. Said Leah, it's already 6:00 on Sunday here. Ooh.
I've now been in my office here at FCI for 14 hours.
I've been here. I've been here doing things. All kinds of stuff.
I complain about like a traditional work day. I've not complained once about being here for 14 hours. Not once.
Oh yeah, for real. Kim said, I agree too. We like the live stuff because it connects us all in real time. I agree. I really love the live stuff. And there was a excuse me, sorry. There was a point, and you'll remember this, Christopher, where during last December and January and stuff like that, I was really going through a rough point, and my mental headspace and my depression was kind of taken over for a while. I think it was like a 3-month period that it was really, really affecting me. And I didn't know what the future of Crooked Path looked like or at that point. And I think doing this live has really sort of been the changer for me and what I needed, and getting to connect with you. I'm not trying to get all emotional, and I can already feel myself kind of choking up, so I'm not gonna try to get all emotional here on the camera. But it really does mean a lot to me, the amount of support that Christopher gives me and what we do, the amount of stuff, support that you guys give me at home. And I just really, really appreciate it. Jesus, I'm not trying to get emotional, but fuck.
I was pretty worried about you for a while.
Yeah. I'm not going to get into it. And it's one of those things that there was some personal stuff in my life going on at the time that really affected me, but it's in the past. I don't need to bring it back up. But yeah, from where I am now versus where I was last December is a huge difference. And I couldn't be more genuine when I really say I appreciate everybody that's here with us, and everybody that has supported us on this journey and supports me in my personal life. It's just I couldn't be more appreciative of all that. Seriously.
For sure.
Right. Leah said you have both grown. I definitely feel that for myself too. Like I still have a lot of room to grow, and I know that. But I'm trying to, get better every day about just in the paranormal and my personal life. I'm trying to be a better person every day and what I can do to grow and stuff like that. But I definitely think we have grown, and I appreciate you saying that. Because it's something that I've tried to do myself.
Yeah,
Is
for
this
sure.
past
It's
year.
something that should always be ongoing.
Right. Said it's like a big public cyber hunt. Well, I can see that. Kim said it lets everyone be a part that can't normally get to the location, but this way we're all together. I completely agree.
Right.
Kim said it's okay. No, we need y'all as much as y'all need us. We're family. I completely agree. It's kind of like what we said on that one of that last Crooked Convos when we was talking to Dylan and Creepy Thrills and Fee, and where we were just like, hey, it's not a competition. As much as a lot of people try to make the paranormal community out to be this big competition, we're not. It's one big family, and we need to work together and support everybody. I completely agree with that.
Right.
Well, I think that's it for me tonight because I got to get to bed so that way
Yeah,
I
you
can
got
get
a
up.
big day coming up.
Yeah, I got a big day tomorrow with the baby shower, so I got to get up early and set up for it. But I'll see you tomorrow, so we're gonna party it up, and you'll get to see my my Steve Harvey impersonation when we play Family Feud at the party. So
I can't wait.
people are gonna wish that this was filmed. I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be a great time. But yeah, again, thanks for everybody that joined with us. I hope you guys enjoyed the film. It's gonna be uploaded tomorrow, so anybody that is wanting to kind of rewatch it and kind of look back at some of the stuff and look at it again, it'll be uploaded on YouTube tomorrow. So yeah, so thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.